Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Asia and I'm going to give you a garden tour today. If you're interested in seeing what a vegetable garden looks like in early May in Northeast Florida, zone 9A, then stay tuned. Alright, here we go. Here's the garden. We're going to start in this first raised bed here, and I guess we'll start in this corner. As you can see, I got a little strawberry here. This is a strawberry plant, and we have a few others growing down there. This area used to be shaded by a lot more of these. These are purple shamrock or oxalis. And yeah, there was just a bunch over here. I removed some of this so that the strawberry plants can have access to more light. Also in this corner we have a bell pepper plant. We have some peppers on this guy, and surprisingly some sort of melon is growing here. It's likely a volunteer because I don't recall planting that. Please excuse the noise. We have some lawn activities going on, but yeah, we also have some basil here. The basil is very green and very lush, and it is beginning to go to seed. As you can see, we have some flowers on it, but I can still pick from it and enjoy it as is. We also have a few tomatoes growing on this plant, and this plant is actually the mother of many other tomato plants in this garden, and that's primarily due to the fact that it's giving a lot of suckers. Each of these that you see here, like 1, 2, and 3, these can each be their own individual plant. And so what I've done was cut them and then planted them in other parts of the garden so I can have multiple tomato plants. These are black prints. Okay, continuing, I have some collards here. This is what's left over from a larger plant that went to seed. And yeah, it was right here and it was huge. So I did eventually cut it because it was leaning as it was growing. And over here I have my trellis, and right underneath that we have some cucumber plants growing. I think I have 3 or 4 of those here, and I did set up this trellis to support them as they climb and to obviously support my tomatoes as well. All right, in the bed behind that one, we're going to start at this corner looking at all the volunteers. So I have potatoes, melons, and a tomato plant here, multiples of each, I guess, all that sprang up on their own. I didn't plant those are volunteers. I'm just gonna keep them where they are and not really do much because it wasn't a plan. What I would prefer to see are these onions developing and this collard developing, and they're doing quite well, as you can see. All right, what else do we have? We have some onions that have gone to seed, and that's a surprise to me. I'm not sure why they're going to seed and others aren't, but I'm happy to accept onion seeds. It's fine. Okay, what else do we have? We have a climbing bean plant. Not sure what type this is, but I did spill, literally, I spilled the beans into this bed. So I'm hoping that I can get this trellis soon so that this guy has something to cling on to. We also have another tomato plant here. I treat some of my beds as dumping grounds, obviously, from proof over here with all these volunteers. Yeah, so I dump my food scraps and they grow back, which is cool sometimes. Other times, I just hope that they become compost. All right, moving on to this area, we have lots of seedlings, as you can see. I dumped a packet of lettuce in here. I think these are butter crunch. I might be wrong, but they are lettuces. And I did that because I just have better luck with direct sowing than with sowing inside of seed trays. So I did that, and then what I'll do is collect them by gently digging them up and then separating them into areas of the garden that I want to grow lettuce in to full maturity. We also have cantaloupes, and I've done what I just described doing to the lettuce, to the cantaloupes already. So there used to be a bunch of cantaloupe over here. I dug some of them up and then I planted them in other parts of the garden. I'll show you where. All right, so we're at the third bed. Here's where I planted those cantaloupe seedlings. Here they are. We also have some more cucumbers growing in this bed. Some onions. These are red onions. What else do we have? We have some squash growing. And that's gotten so big. So big, so fast. What else? Oh yeah, more lettuce. And a couple of sunflowers are beginning to grow here. Here's one, here's another. And then a few back there. So yeah, I'm expecting sunflowers soon. Okay, I apologize for the mess. Please ignore that. But I have been getting some work done over here. We'll just skip over that and look at these blueberries. My blueberries are finally coming in. This is the first year that I get to enjoy blueberries. I planted these last year and this is the new growth. I'm pretty happy with progress on this so far. We also have more squash plants in this bed. So these are either zucchini or the yellow neck squash. What else do we have? Another tomato plant, several actually, and a bell pepper plant here. This one is finally getting its growth started. It was kind of stunted for a while, but I'm looking forward to more length and more flowers on this guy. All right, lots of mint here. I did go through this whole bed to do my best and clear out some mint, and I was successful. All right, I want to show you the lemon tree that I finally put into the ground. This was in a pot, that pot, for about a couple years, and my dad advised me to put it in the ground, and so I did. The issue is that this is where I previously had banana plants. So I cut those down. I treated the area so that the plants won't come back up. But lo and behold, we have like 2 or 3 banana plants growing through the mulch. I was hoping the mulch would prevent this from happening, but we see otherwise. I think the best I could do is treat them again, meaning cut them and then treat them with a solution that inhibits growth. So we'll see. We will see. That is a wild card. All right, lastly, I just want to show the blueberries that are growing on this tree here. So every year, this tree gives me these tiny blueberries, and I'll show you what progress is looking like. So each of these are berries, these, greenish, pinkish colored fruits. And then you can see where they're beginning to ripen and turn that dark bluish color. So every day I come out and collect a few. But by that time, the birds have already had their... Okay, I just ran from a wasp. But what I was explaining is by that time, by the time I'm over there, the birds have already had their fill. So I don't feel bad for grabbing these, except when I interrupt a wasp. Okay, that is the tour. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. It's getting hot here and the flies are coming because they love sweat. So I'm gonna go inside. But before I do, I just want to say thank you again for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Especially comment because I want to know what y'all are doing around this time. Again, it's May. Spring is in full swing. I want to know what you're doing in your garden. What are you growing? What are you struggling with? What is going well for you? I want to know it all. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and then I will see you in the next one. Bye.